Set to go. Track is good, 4.1 the penetrometer, and the rail's out 7 metres, and they're off in the first. Danajiva began okay in the middle of the line. Dover Street immediately snagged right out to the tail. Tickle the Ivories and Datari were away quickly. Tampico's drifting back to about third last. Now Datari's going to the lead in the early part. Rich Theme coming across from the outside barrier goes to second, and Danajiva a handy third as they run into the bottom turn. Then Enterprise outside Tickle the Ivories, 2 lengths to Tampico. Ajanta out wider, and Dover Street last of all. Into the back now, and Atari, the leader, setting a good tempo. 3/4 on Rich Theme, about 2 lengths to Danajiva, a length and a half to Enterprise. Tickle the Ivories ahead away on the inside in 5th placing, and then Tampico, Dover Street, and Ajanta after racing wide drops out to be last of all. Datari takes the field to the 800 turn, 3/4 on Rich Theme, a length and a half Danajiva. 1 Tickle the Ivories Enterprise, and Dover Street making a run round the outside. He's waiting on Tampico back on the fence, and Ajanta ridden along at the end of the field. Datari came down the side, 700 to go, about a half in front of Rich Theme, 1.5 Danajiva. Enterprise and Dover Street out wide. Tickle the Ivories just behind them, and 2 to Tampico, patiently ridden by the school, with Ajanta 4 lengths behind them. They've taken off early here, and Danajiva swept up with Rich Theme. Still on the inside, Datari. Dover Street got up there, but he's under pressure now. Enterprise just behind them, followed by Tickle the Ivories, and Tampico will need a big spurt from there. Danajiva looks to be travelling better than the 2 inside at Rich Theme, and Datari around the home turn, with Tampico getting to 4th. Danajiva racing after Rich Theme and Datari. Tampico's running on. Danajiva, Rich Theme, Datari, and Tampico now 4 across the track. Rich Theme in the middle's fighting on well, and Datari, they hit the line. Rich Theme a nose. I'll give it to Rich Theme a nose, Datari. I'm not sure about third. Tampico out wide, and Danajiva. They're right in this photo. It's a great finish. Tickle the Ivories just in behind them, and they were followed then by Enterprise, Dover Street, and Ajanta was last of all. Photo in the first event. Stand by, it's a photo finish here. Rich Theme, Manesque coming up into the barriers now, and there's 3 to move in. Vale, Watercolour, and Star Spell, who's coming into the lineup now. Now over at the start, Vale goes into line, and Watercolour the outside of the field of 9. 1,500 metres, and they're all locked away. Rose of Tyrrell the inside, Manelopan in 2. Off they go. Carmenesque in the middle line began okay. Rose of Tyrrell ridden out of the stalls. Amber Snip was away well with Funny Bone. Watercolour wants to go forward too from the outside barrier. She's ridden hard from the gates and will cross the field down to the first turn with Carmenesque in the middle of the field. At the 1,200 end, Watercolour crossed them and led 2 lengths. Rose of Tyrrell, Amber Snip the outside. 2 Funny Bone 4th, and then 2 further back the favourite Carmenesque. Back a length and a half away, La Divina from Star Spell, and then Manelopan, and Vale is last of all. Inside the 1,000 metres now, Watercolour trying to steady down in front, but has fired up after jumping the gates fast, and with the mouth open led a length and a half to Amber Snip. Rose of Tyrrell tucked in 3rd the inside. 1 Funny Bone 4th, and 1 Carmenesque 5th, travelling well on the outside. Manelopan a neck away, and about a length and a half to Star Spell, followed by La Divina, and 2 to Vale. Down the side, Watercolour the leader by a length to Amber Snip and Rose of Tyrrell. Funny Bone a neck away, and Carmenesque has come out wide for a run at the school. 2 lengths to Star Spell, trying to get onto her back and run home, and they're followed by La Divina. Manelopan's got pushed back on the rail, and Vale last in a bunching field, where Watercolour's being joined now by Amber Snip, with Carmenesque ridden along out wide tackling them. Funny Bone between horses is running on fairly, and Rose of Tyrrell behind them is held up, followed by Manelopan. Carmenesque raced up now to Amber Snip with Funny Bone between them. They've beaten off Watercolour and then Rose of Tyrrell. Carmenesque on the outside, Amber Snip and Funny Bone. Manelopan's made up ground out wide. Carmenesque has hit the front. Manelopan's coming after it quickly. Manelopan raced to Carmenesque, took the lead, and Manelopan got up and beat Carmenesque. Star Spell 3rd will grab 3rd on the outside, I'd say, from Funny Bone. Vale made late ground, and Amber Snip on the fence. Just behind them was La Divina. They were followed by Rose of Tyrrell, and Watercolour dropped out to finish last. Manelopan has stormed over the top for Brett Garden. Spectacular goal to move in. It'll be the last along. Ran a terrific race on debut when heavily supported at Caulfield back in July. Didn't begin well on that occasion, and it proved to be costly for him. Now he comes in, and the field looks to be set. Third event of the day, lights flashing, 1200 metres, about to break. Off they go now. Nick's Magic, one of the first outs, and Plato a little slow, and Mastic has got back a little in the early stages. As they settle down now, Kilgulgan, one of the first to bounce out. Jester Chester shows pace, and Assembly Line pushing up on the inside of them. Mastic about 4 wide at the first turn, is rushing forward now. He's going to be with the leaders. Assembly Line hunted through and led. Mastic moved up on the outside and actually runs to the lead deep on the course. Jester Chester is third, and they're followed by our Slick Prince in the all-white fourth around the outside of Gothic Titan. St Plato moving up right off the track, and they're followed further back in the field then by Phoenix Strike. Kilgulgan around the outside. Spectacular Goal back to second last, and Nick's Magic had dropped out to be last. Mastic the leader, about 4.50 to go. A neck in front of Assembly Line, the rail. St Plato wide out getting to third, followed by our Slick Prince, Kilgulgan, and they're followed by Phoenix Strike, Chester, and then Spectacular Gold. It's Mastic over Assembly Line before the turn, and they've raced 3 lengths in front of Kilgulgan and St Plato. Mastic about a neck in front, turning from Assembly Line. Kilgulgan running on, and Spectacular Gold the outside. Mastic the leader, drew a length on Assembly Line. Kilgulgan and Spectacular Gold are flying. In particular, Spectacular Gold. Mastic just in front. Oh, Spectacular Gold lunged, and there's little in it. Spectacular Gold, Mastic have hit it wide apart and close for third. We've got Kilgulgan there in company with Phoenix Strike, who ran on well. Just behind these was Assembly Line, Gothic Titans and Plato, and well back in the race was our Slick Prince. Nick's Magic, one of the last, and Jester Chester is next to last after weakening, and 5 has got it. Spectacular Gold. Number 5, Spectacular Gold, has got there on the outside to beat Mastic, and third was also pretty close. Now Brew's gone in, Creme de Celery is ready, and they're all set to go. Ready to break, off they go. Brew, the favourite one from the outside, began all right. Long Shadow next to it jumped all right. And out quickly here is New Shanghai and Royal Time. They come down to the post in front. It's Royal Time leading New Shanghai. Creme de Celery moving up on the outside third. Nullarbor Nights just behind them from Mr Performer. 2 lengths Long Shadow ridden away from the pace today. He's 3 wide at the moment, turning out of the straight. Brew and he's inside. And Our Imposing holding the rail, and Regal's Glory last of all. Royal Time ran them past the 1600, leading a little over a length here. New Shanghai is second, a length and a half, Mr Performer. They're followed by Nullarbor Nights getting a good run fourth on the inside. The pace generous, about 3 lengths back as Creme de Celery, followed by Our Imposing. Half a length away to Brew, a length and a half to Long Shadow on the outside of Regal's Glory. That's the order at the turn at the 1200 metres, and Royal Time is the leader. 3/4 on New Shanghai. Over on the inside in third placing is Mr Performer. 3 lengths to Nullarbor Nights, at least 3 lengths Creme de Celery. Next Brew, the outside of Our Imposing. 2 lengths to Regal's Glory, and a neck to Long Shadow on the outside. 1,000 to go, and Royal Time led them down the back. 1 length in front. New Shanghai is second on the rails. Third, Mr Performer. 2 lengths away, Nullarbor Nights. About 3, Creme de Celery. Our Imposing. Brew the outside. 1.5 to Regal's Glory, and Long Shadow is last of all at the turn at the 800. Royal Time brings the field down the side. A length in front, running second, New Shanghai. A length away, Nullarbor Nights moving up outside, Mr Performer. Now Bruce starting his run at the 600 metres in fifth placing, unwinding from Creme de Celery, followed by Our Imposing, Regal's Glory, and Long Shadow is still last. Royal Time led from New Shanghai second. In third placing, Mr Performer. Nullarbor Nights under hard pressure, and now Brew is starting to respond round the outside. Royal Time still led round the bend. Royal Time by a length and a half to Brew, getting to second on the outside from Mr Performer. Then New Shanghai, Nullarbor Nights, and Our Imposing starting around the outside. Royal Time still has it. Leads from Brew and Mr Performer. Royal Time the leader. Mr Performer and Brew can't reach Royal Time, and Royal Time all the way.